Hello. I am making a rock video and I want to talk about psychology and I want to talk about pe- people, particularly men. That's what I always observe. For women, this is not near as dramatic. Men, most men, put their self image of whatever it is, carnivore or rich or strong or muscular or the hottest guy in town or someone who has honor. They put all of these self images above love, friendship, romance, fun, enjoyment, sensuality. They put it above health. They put it above ethics. So, and the list goes on. And I observe all of this, and I am very deeply sad and disappointed and heartbroken and kind of angry also. Kind of angry is an understatement. I want to punch some of them. Yes, I do. I ended up not punching my pillow last night, so I wanted to do that, but then I didn't. So it was like, as it always is, I end up laughing and then I end up not being in the mood for punching. So, but when I said that about punching, I was in the mood of punching. I really was. I'm not just making this up. So I was several times in a row. I was like, I want to punch your face. You're arrogant. You I don't even know the words for it. You self-righteous. You want to be a god. That's what you want to be. You want to see yourself on a pedestal. You want to see yourself like you want to be the drama queen of the chat room. You know who I'm talking about. Sane. Yeah. Yes, I'm calling you out. You want to be the star. That's what you want to be. That's why you worked on roofs as a roofer, because you want to be standing on top of the roof, flexing your muscles and saying, I am the star of the world, and all of you are my minions, and I can dictate to you what to do. You get a real job and not this OnlyFans account. Like, okay, we're like halfway on the globe and you're dictating to me what to do. Okay, that would get worse if I moved over there. That's for sure. That would end up in me punching your face in. Yeah, you better believe it. So, you better stay safe. Yeah, find someone else, okay? Find someone who is gonna put up with all that shit. So find someone who's gonna put up with you drinking 20 beers per day and a vodka and a whiskey at night and being totally wasted. Yeah. That's what you're doing to yourself. It's sad. I can't help you. You're not listening to any health advice that I give you. Okay. You put your pride over love. No, I'm calling you out in this video. Sorry. So, but you're not the only one. There are more. There are more that are functioning on the same frequency. Let's put it that way. For my therapy health center, I can only have people who are totally committed to this project. They have to be sober at all times. Okay, they cannot have whole bunch of 6-packs in their refrigerator. It's not gonna work. Okay. And I also don't want potheads. I don't want people that are constantly smoking marijuana. I love that word. Or take ayahuasca or other stuff. Okay. Or Vicodin or any kind of pharma drug or dark web drug. Black market kind of toxic paraphernalia. I want nothing to do with that. I find that gross. Okay, so no, that is not allowed. Oh my gosh, a whole lot of large birds in the sky playing and dancing. It's very nice. It's wonderful. No, I want to work with people who are sober and who are taking care of their health. Okay, that's what I want. That's what we need. Okay, we cannot have people who are numbing themselves, and who are. If you want to join my therapy help center, you have to completely detox now. Okay? Like now. Now is the moment. You're not gonna do it. I already know you're not gonna. You are not gonna do it. I already know. You're too far gone. I hope not. I'm just joking, but I hope not. For your own sake. Okay, I hope you're not giving up on yourself. I really hope not. So, and WC also, and Pat, and many others. I hope you don't give up on yourself, and you think that the only way you can manage your daily existence is through numbing your childhood trauma. And you have childhood trauma. You think your childhood was all good and great. Wait a minute. I could say this on a superficial level too. I can say, yeah, we kids, we were always at my grandfather's house, and he had a horse there. My mother had Iceland horses. We had fun. We played in the fish ponds. He had several fish ponds, large fish ponds with cement, and lots of fun animals playing with the fish and barking, and amazing dogs and amazing Great Danes and prestigious people around, and famous people and friends and diplomats and Club of Rome members and Supreme Court judges, my favorite one, he got the Christian cross outlawed out of the school classrooms. So in southern Germany. Cool. Fantastic. So I don't know, they may have brought it back, I have no idea. So, but he did his work, he did his best. We had artist friends. Yeah, but look a little closer. Take magnifying glass. Look a little bit closer behind the scenes. Okay, there is my mother. Okay, a troll. Okay. Like the worst troll you can find on the internet. Why? Because she was unconscious. Okay, and she didn't feel her feelings. She didn't go into the ego dissolution funnel. She didn't know anything about this, of course. I don't blame her, But, well, she is a stagnator soul. Those are the beginner souls, And stagnator souls, they didn't have very many lifetimes that they with experience, energetic experience that they bring into their existence. So they have to really start from the beginning, and they have to reinvent the wheel for themselves. And when they deal with jealousy, they're not resolving stuff. Okay, they are sitting on those emotions, and when they are jealous of their own child, when my mother is jealous of her own daughter, that's pretty hefty, to say the least. Just the energy vibration in the room by itself. I had nightmares about my mother as a child already. That's how bad it was. I had one nightmare, I talked about this before in one of my videos, and that was, when was that? I think that was in 2018. I had a bad nightmare of my mother who had become a werewolf. I mean, it sounds funny, everything, right? But it's not at all. I was walking down a country road, somewhere in Germany, actually. All alone. I needed to call someone on the phone. And that's part of memory from the past, before the internet and before we had mobile devices. I was walking down the road towards a phone booth that was suddenly there in the middle of nowhere, and as I was walking past shrubs and hedges, I could sense my mother's energy lurking behind those hedges. And it creates an image. The brain creates an image about this danger, And I love wolves, so that's why it kind of bothers me that I had that dream. Werewolves, they're really more like a mix between a chimpanzee and a bear. So chimpanzee and Medusa, or I don't know, some really large bear mix, but a monster, from fairy tales. But that was my mother, like a hybrid being, sort of, from a horror movie. And she was there, and and it was real scary. I didn't even see her. It was really scary. I started to run. And then I finally got to that phone booth, that's made out of glass. A glass house. So you don't want to throw rocks when you're in the glass house. I have my own Medusa and my own ego. But I'm not a troll. So I'm not vicious. I take my jealousy and my feelings into my own mind, into meditation, into the inwardness meditation process that I developed throughout the years. But in the dream, I was just terrified of my mother, and she was coming closer, and she was going to yank that door open and chop me into pieces. So yeah, it was very frightening dream. And it was after that dream that I had a real serious fight with her one time on Google Hangout. I was talking to all of them, and I was just expressing how I felt about that current financial situation that was going on, and the favoritism was my brother, and that he's always been favored by everyone. It's subconscious because he is male. That's just for that reason alone. Okay, there's no qualification necessary. There is no diploma necessary. There is no proving of trustworthiness necessary. All you have to do is you have to be male, and you will be approved by my family, right? But they think they're progressive, No, they're not. They just put this progressive image on top of the other stuff. So I had a very bad fight with them. I was calm for like an hour and a half. I just said the things as a matter of fact, what it is. My brother's overspending in Berlin, partying all the time, while we have to save our money. We have to save every penny. We have to be real careful with how we spend our money. We can never go to a luxurious hotel or something, but they do it. They overspend their money. They have a certain fund and they overspend it all the time. My parents too. My brother and my dad are the worst with that. And I said, you got to be careful with your money. It's gonna run out eventually. My parents are gonna have nurses living with them in the house. Okay, that's where the money should go to. And I even dismiss any kind of inheritance or future money that I get from them. I reject it. I don't want it. I want the money to go to the nurses. And that made my dad feel really bad because he doesn't want to face the fact that they're old. My mother took offense, took my brother's side, and then she got real mad, didn't understand anything I said in that entire conversation, and my Medusa came out and I lost it on the werewolf. So because I have patience up to a certain degree, and if people just keep on going with their BS, my Medusa is gonna come out. That's my werewolf, but that Medusa is only, that's a protector. That's not a predator. My mother's troll is a predator. She has two personalities, basically. And it goes even into anosognosia. It goes into, I don't know if it goes into complete amnesia, but like with DID, I don't know, but it goes in that direction of DID, dissociative identity disorder. So 2 personalities. One is Mali's, she's always good, and the other one is the werewolf, the troll. So yeah, and that is pretty annoying, is that. So, and that is why I'm here and not there. I don't know which direction I'm pointing at, so I have absolutely no idea which direction they are. So, but they're halfway around the globe, and I want them to stay where they are, and I want me to stay where I am. And I'm going to set up my therapy help center, and I'm going to go into that stuff. Okay, that's not finished yet. Okay, so lots of unfinished business to deal with. I can't wait to get into it. And it feels really, really empowering and feels good to get into it. But you have to be sober. You can't be numbing your mind. Okay, you have to be sober, and you can't do what John Lennon did. You know, John Lennon studied, not studied, he was a patient of Dr. Arthur Janov a long time ago. And it was not good for him, okay? It completely ruined his life because they made a lot of mistakes. So what I'm doing is not primal therapy. I learned from them, but I transcended it because there's so many things to pay attention to. I learned a lot from them. But I'm not going to repeat their mistakes. And I paid very close attention to their mistakes. 2 people died while I was there. So, and people died before I was there, including John Lennon. So, and one guy was shot, John Holmes, porno star, who also did primal therapy. And several people were shot, and people committed suicide. One guy overdosed on heroin, and a friend of mine and we were trying to help him, but he was too far gone. I don't want people to do this to themselves and then get into a situation where they just, they just want to numb themselves, and they don't want to see the future at all. What the future, how they can create their lives, how beautiful their lives can become, but they're too afraid, they're terrified. It takes courage. It takes a lot of courage to quit the toxic stuff. I'm addicted to chocolate, it takes courage to quit that. I've quit so many times. I went back on it. But luckily that's not as addictive and as dangerous as the other stuff. Alcohol is dangerous, okay? That's a fact. Marijuana is not as dangerous, but it doesn't make your mind clear, so you can't think clearly. You can't even process these kind of emotions. If you are taking marijuana or any of those herb plants that are related to that, cannabis and stuff like that. So your brain has to be completely free from all these substances. That's a fact, okay? And then then the stuff comes up. That's why you're numbing yourself in the first place, because you don't want the stuff coming up. Okay, I understand, but it takes courage, and you have to know in this very moment, okay, you have to know that this is a dead-end street where you're on, okay? It's not going anywhere. It's not getting you anywhere, okay? It's not getting you good, happy communication with other people, friendships, relationships, dating. Not going to be happy as long as you are numbing your bodies, okay? Yeah, obviously it causes all kinds of health problems. So, and it's really bad for any kind of relationship. It's for any kind of communication with other people. You cannot be putting toxins into your brain. You have to be completely sober to see the other person for who they are, okay? And to see your own stuff and to recognize, okay, I'm triggered. Now I'm not going to number down now, okay? I'm not going to run away. I'm not going to distract myself with something else. Music, whatever it is. So I'm going to sit here in silence and I'm going to let that stuff wash up. I'm going to let my tears well up. I'm going to let this stuff come up. And I'm going to feel it 100%. Breathe with it. Sit with it and breathe with it. That's the teaching of Alan Watts, by the way. That's it. Alan Watts learned from Jiddu Krishnamurti. Yuji Krishnamurti learned from Jiddu Krishnamurti. Jiddu Krishnamurti is Gautama Buddha. Let's listen to him. Okay? Listen to him very, 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 very carefully, very mindfully. And sit with it. Sit with whatever stuff comes up. You know, if it's your mother, you know, if it's something that you didn't even want to become conscious about. So, you know, if you are a man, your mother was not jealous of you. Okay, so you don't have any idea what that's like. Okay. But the women, they know what I'm talking about. I have met many girls and women who had that same dynamic happening as I had. That's very sad. And that can make someone very unempowered, and that can make someone feel like they're a burden all the time. That can make someone feel ashamed about being a woman. That can make someone feel ashamed about having hormonal needs. I talk about this a lot in my videos because this is real bad trauma. Okay? But if you are a man and then you have witnessed maybe your sister being abused. I know that was trauma for my brother. I know this for sure because we watched old movies and he could barely not watch that. It was too much for him because he saw my vulnerability as a child. So what's that all about, you know? What's going on there? So many clues and so many paintings that I made about my grandfather standing above us and with these vulture eyes and many bathroom scenes with blood and all kinds of stuff. Trauma, okay? I cannot walk through my life if I numb all of that down. I have to face it. And we face it by living our life in a sober state, and when we get triggered, we don't run away. We face it. Okay? And we go through it. And I know this is very scary when you don't have friends, but I am your friend for life. Okay, I'm the most loyal friend you can ever find. And I am here and I hold your hand energetically. And maybe in the future we can get together with a few people and we can set up this therapy help center. I will only start with trainees. That's the only thing I can do in the beginning. Okay, but that's a lot. That's a huge step forward in the right direction. And that means we are going through our own stuff that comes up. We are our own clients. We're gonna be on eye level. I'm not gonna be your guru. I just have a lot of knowledge that I will share. Okay, and I know how to run the center. So, but I want everyone to contribute their information and their criticism and their emotions and their honesty. That's the most important thing. Honest communication is the most important thing, and that's what people are really afraid of, so but we have to do it. So at least I'm here for a handful of people, or anyone who watches my videos. I am here for you. You can share anything with me. You can ask me any question. You can talk about your life to me under my videos. Okay, we can also talk on video chat on Facebook. A lot of people are afraid of that. So, but I am here I offer my friendship to you. So that's all I can do. Okay, so you guys take care.